Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Baggers Chat. My name is Mitch Pattinson, and as always, we are joined by Ethan Duffy. And today, we are reviewing Port Adelaide v Carlton at the Adelaide Oval. Final scores were the Baggers 18 goals, 12, 60 to the Port Adelaide Football Club, 16 goals, 14, 110 points.
Yeah.
My good golly. That could be probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen as a Carlton supporter in terms of expectations. And this by far is the most rock bottom. I think we're well and truly at rock bottom at the moment, Daffy Boy. But I'll throw straight to you. You obviously watched the game last night at home. So how are you to start off with? But kind of next, I don't even know what else to really say because it's the exact same shit every single fucking weekend. It's just getting worse and worse. How are you and your initial thoughts of this game?
Like he just said, I watched it from home. I'll say it right now. I'm going to say it right now. And I find it hard to do this at the moment. Well, I don't actually. This in my whole life as a Carlton supporter through thick and thin, I don't miss Melbourne home games or away games or whatever games here, right? I find it hard to avoid them and miss them. You know what I mean? Like, even if I've got events and all that kind of shit going on, I try to sneak in for a second half. I will not be attending a game this season for the rest of the season, Patto. I will not be attending. I will not be attending. I'll be watching from home. I'll be doing these episodes with you, which I love doing. But it's got to the point now, hasn't it? As it's really got to the point. It is an absolute disgrace. And I think did you say last night with the monogram, they're not playing for the emblem? I'm not sure.
I think something like that.
Me, there was a lot of messages flying. There's a lot, but I think you did say that. I had about 700,000 people I was talking to last night. I was trying to keep track of all, but I know you did say it. It's bigger than any of us. The fucking emblem that's right behind you on the top on your back right there. You can see it visibly in your home. And I imagine it'd be visible in a lot of fucking homes in Victoria, in Australia, in the world. Seriously, that's how big this club is really. And, me saying I'm not going to attend a game live, I'm done, Patto. I'm seriously done. And we're going to be here. We'll be fronting up on the episodes like we usually do. And people will be fronting up to games. Good on them. But I just can't hurt myself any further, to be honest, Patto. You know how much I love this club and I hate missing games, but I'll be there. I'll be watching. I can't pull myself through it, especially next week. That's going to be an interesting watch, the crowd numbers for that game, because it's almost got to the point, Patto, that it is stupid to attend a Carlton game now because we're just the results happening again and again and again, and it's leading to all sorts of stuff. And this morning, obviously, with the news of the graffiti and that shows you how bad we are going. That a fan went at 1 a.m. in the morning in the freezing cold, Patto, to send a message. That's how bad it's going at the moment. It's just, like you said, I think it's the worst. I think 2021 was pretty bad. I actually thought about that Port Adelaide game when Murph's last game.
19 goals straight.
Where that 19 goals straight. Yep, exactly. I thought about that last night because obviously it was Port. Very coincidence, same kind of circle. Obviously we didn't get beaten by the same amount, but I didn't know what to say last night. I probably seem angry right now, but after the game, obviously I'm pissed off, but it's like I'm just used to it, Patto. I'm sure you are too. I'm just used to it now that I've hurt enough in my life from birth watching this team. I just can't get any more angry than this.
I know I asked a question a few weeks ago. I think it was last week's review about what kind of would be worse, where it's the generation, the older generation who have kind of seen the success and now have experienced the downfall and now are pretty much a rock bottom, or for the generation like ours where we were kind of born between the 1999 to
you'd
kind of
almost
2000s.
say 96 to now. I reckon if you were born
Yeah.
in 96, even 95, you wouldn't have really seen the premiership.
Yeah, but I mean, they experienced obviously a grand final in 1999, so they were still
Yeah.
somewhat like mentally like a successful football team because they were only a few years off like a grand final win in 1995. So ever since we've been born, I know I was born 2001, you were born 2002, and we have just seen we've seen 4 finals wins. Is this the absolute maximum of limits that this club can reach? It's not even. Yeah, I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to raise my voice, because it's just empty. You don't have any emotions at the moment.
It's bad.
Last
It
night,
feels weird, doesn't it? Does it feel weird to you?
Yeah.
Just the whole feeling?
Yeah, last night at the game, last night working on the game, I would definitely not fucking go over to Adelaide to watch a game like that.
Oh god.
Last night working on the game, it was so bad that I literally had to go back and make sure that my work was all good because it was just blank. I was blank the whole night.
Yep.
And I literally was like, I mean, I usually make sure keep watching my work and just making sure that everything's gone all right. But it was just blank the whole night. And then I'm like, shit, I probably should just make sure that before it goes to air, that it's actually all right. I've never experienced that. And I know that I'm booked to go to the Brisbane Carlton game in a few weeks, but the only fucking reason why I am going to that game is because I can see Jacob, one of my best mates, and also because work actually gave me that night off. So they gave me that night off about 3 or 4 weeks ago because I've worked so many Carlton games this year. They thought they would give me that night off. And I'm like, that was really nice. And then now it's like, is there even much point of me going? Because I am 110% not going to another Carlton game after that Brisbane game.
Good on you. Yeah.
Only if I get another night off work and maybe I can go with Jacob again. I don't know, or even we might even go to that Essendon game as we played earlier on.
I won't be attending. I'm not going to any more games. I have committed. I'm committed to that.
Yeah,
they don't fucking deserve it.
Exactly.
They do not fucking deserve it. Yeah. And I agree with you in terms of, your night off. You just, you go for it. But yeah, oh geez, seriously. And you know what pissed me off about that whole thing? Stick fat. That was the overarching comment I thought about the whole game.
Stick fat.
That's what they're worried about. They're not worried about their fucking system that crumbles because they're panic. They're more worried about me, you, the people listening, the millions of supporters around the fucking world. They're more worried about us rocking up. We've achieved nothing in our life. The great point, by the way, with spent a lot of money. I would hate to know how much money we have spent. I've traveled to watch this team. You have too. Traveled. This season I've traveled to watch that shit. I know, it comes with the good times as well. And I praised them last year because they were great interstate. I went to a couple games and it was fantastic. The fact that it's turned around that badly in 12 months exactly from that last Port game over there, 9 goals in the last quarter, we kicked 1 goal and a half. And they're worried about stick fat Patto. I think with stick fat, and you know what they can do with stick fat? You know what they can do with it? Stick it up their ass. Seriously. Seriously.
I know we actually would touch on the Crips press conference because we did the preview episode on Monday, I think.
Yes, yep.
So we uploaded it that night, I believe. So we haven't really touched on Cripper's comments from the Monday and then also Voss's press conference last night, but we'll also touch on Cripper's interview, which I thought was great and great leadership to come out and front the media, especially on Channel 7, and address, but it's the same stuff. And I know that we were speaking about it before we press record on the episode you can't really come on and absolutely rip into
What
the
is there
club.
to say?
But yeah, like I don't think he's
get ya.
legally allowed to actually do that. But I mean, I would love to see a player do that. And maybe if he's on 360 through the week, he kind of does a bit of a Dyson Heppel from a few years ago. But I don't know what that would achieve.
Yeah.
And I know that I was also speaking to a mate of mine as well about I don't know what we would achieve by sacking Michael Voss, and I just don't know what decisions need to be made, and I don't know what has to be made to actually make a successful decision to not go backwards. Because I think we're in a spot right now where I think we have a list that can contend for a flag.
They can,
but it's just not going right at the moment. And I'll very quickly just touch on some quotes, Daffy Boy, from the Patrick Cripps press conference from last Monday. So one of them was one of our all-time favorite quotes, stick fat, which is has been mentioned a few times this episode already. Back us in. When times are tough, that's the time to stick together and stay united.
Yeah.
Get behind us.
Oh, here we go.
So those four things. Now, I can remember in the preview episode, maybe we did.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, so maybe we did the preview episode after those comments because I think we were actually speaking about how our mindset kind of changed. About, well, if Cripper has that mindset and everything that we're hearing from the club saying that the season still isn't over and there's still a lot of the season left to play, and we're saying stick fat, back us in. When times are tough, that's a time to stick together and stay united, get behind us. Okay, so that means that our minds have changed. Well, there's no point of us really dropping a lot of players who don't fucking deserve to play senior football and get exposed to AFL and should be like they should be cut at the end of the year. I don't care about contract situations. Leave my football club. If you don't want to fucking try, and as you said, play for this emblem over here, get the fuck out of my club. We are the people, every single member and supporter, and even if you're not a member, if you put
it doesn't matter.
Money, if you buy jumpers, if every single person who is a Carlton supporter, it doesn't matter if you're a member or not, this is our club.
Yes.
The board can do whatever they want, the coaches can do whatever they want, the players can fucking stroll around fucking Chapel Street with their coffees, looking like a fucking homeless junkie Charlie Curnow. With your fucking bicycle.
Oh God!
Did he
ride his bike to Adelaide Oval yesterday? Or?
Well, maybe that might be the excuse why he didn't show up last night because he was so tired. But all these things, more than fine, you can do that. But get the fuck out of my club. This is not what we stand. This is not what we stand for as a professional football team. The players that I like and the players that we love and stand for the values that we value. Patrick Cripps, Jacob Wiedering, Sam Walsh. These are guys that they want success.
100%.
And they're trying I'm sure Patrick Cripps didn't sleep. I mean, I know that they were on.
He was sick as a dog too.
Yeah. I mean, in the interview, it felt like he was about to start crying, but obviously he was ill.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have had a lick of sleep last night, and I don't reckon he would have a lick of sleep tonight because he is a fucking winner. And I know that he doesn't show it because he's a part of a shit football team.
It's not. Like, what's he supposed to do?
He's not meant to. He cannot. He simply cannot do it anymore. And another leader is Michael Voss. So I know that a few days ago, I don't know who actually brought it up, but a person brought up about kind of the untouchables, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Cripps,
Nick Rewalt,
yes, on Agenda Setters. Patrick Cripps, Jacob Wiedering, Charlie Curnow, and Jagger Smith.
Yeah.
So Charlie Curnow, he is very much touchable.
Yeah.
And I know at the end of the year, we will touch on a lot more of that. But that is just unbelievable to me that he is seen as untouchable.
It's unbelievable.
Because to me, it is mindset. It is these guys are mentally fucking weak. That they can't go out, and when times get tough,
they crumble.
They actually don't stick together.
No, they don't.
They don't stay united, as what Patrick Cripps said in the press conference. And I know that he has that mindset. He says that because he believes it. But you don't hear Charlie Curnow come out and say that. You don't hear Buddy Jesse Motlop come out and say that. You don't see Adam Chera come out and say that. You don't see Tom DeConning, who's on 1.7 fucking million a year next year when he departs to St Kilda. And I hope he plays in the VFL for the rest of the year, because if he comes out through the week and says, I am leaving the football club, that is more than fine. Get out of the seniors, play VFL. You are not a part of the senior side anymore. If you're not going to fucking try and get us the win, get out of the senior side and play some VFL and get yourself ready for St Kilda next year. And we can, as you said before the episode started,
we can prepare.
We can prepare ourselves for no Tom Connie next year. So I know I said a lot of things, and I know I went on a bit of a tangent there. Please tell me what your thoughts are about the Patrick Cripps press conference before we move on to, obviously, the Voss press conference from last night, but more about everything that I just said then about the Charlie Curnows, the Tom Connies, the guys who are mentally fucking weak and simply cannot show up every single game like an actual profession and a successful football player can do.
Yeah, no, I agree with the one thing that with the interview, the Cripps interview that caught my kind of eye last night was when he was saying they were connected. And I agree with your point. I think he actually...
Are you speaking about the interview last night?
Yeah, Cripps' interview last night. He goes, oh, we're connected and that. And I was just a bit confused. And then I kind of realized, like what you said, he believes that. He drives those standards.
Yeah.
He sets the standard. Unfortunately, there's guys just not going with him. And I hate to pump up my own station all the time, but Jimmy Bartell last night said it on 3AW. And I'll quote it. I will quote it. I'm just going to quickly load it up. It'll take me 2 seconds here. Here we go. So this is the quote right here, Patto. Just listen to this. Listen to this. So he always got taught in his time in football that you got to take ownership of your career, right? And what you're responsible for. Do you want to be a C grade player, get paid? Some guys don't want to be the best of the best, right? They just want to do it for a career. They don't love the game. You can choose whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
But this quote. The issue is with Carlton is you need a lot more guys who just want every little bit of success and they want the premiership glory. We don't have enough of those guys. We don't. We don't have enough of those guys who want it. You just listed it. Cripps, Walsh, Wiedering. They're non-negotiables in terms of wanting to get the best out of themselves. I'm sure there's other guys in there as well. Harry works his ass off. He was a shit goal kicker, works his ass off, still gets shit for that. Right? And I'm sure there's other guys. I'm not going to name everyone.
Sauce as well.
Yeah, Sauce at the moment, gets the most out of himself. Like what Jimmy just said, look, and he's a perfect example. He played in a successful team. Geelong hadn't won flags for years. They were going, when are Geelong ever going to win a flag? Which is funny to think about now. They go on, he wins 3 premierships in his career and wins enormous medal and a Brownlow because he was not satisfied with where he was at the start of his career. Even though he was good, great. Every year he would have been going, okay, what do I add to string my bow? How do I get better? I'm not accepting these losses. Look at Cripps. There's no way if he continued in his trajectory at the start of his career, he was going to become a Brownlow medalist. His improvement as a player and a leader should set the standard for just the whole competition. There's a lot of players like that who've worked their ass off and become, Jeremy Cameron started playing footy when he was 16. And then his local footy team said, you should come down and play seniors. And now look at him. Those types of guys want success and they want the best out of themselves, but it takes a lot of mental, strength to go, no, I want to take this club. I want to set my footprint on this club. And there's not enough guys in the team, like Jimmy said. Clearly there's not. Because they just crumble. They crumble when the game's on the line. 2023, it was an emotional roller coaster and it was fantastic, but it's not consistent, Patto. The pressure wasn't on for the last 10 weeks of that season. You know when the pressure came on in that season? Quarter time of the prelim. And what happened in that game? They lost because the pressure came on. The pressure comes on, they just crumble, and then on your points with, you know what I'm loving at the moment? Charlie's not getting away with anything. He's not getting away with it anymore. Fans are starting to realise that he's taking us for a fucking ride. Charlie Curnow. He's taking us for a ride. He's not playing well enough. His standards are terrible. The way he presents himself is shit. And the fans are finally, Patto, we all are. We're finally realising that he is not that fucking good. He's not. He is not. Tell me a game, Patto. Tell me a game. Oh, there's a question. In the last 2 seasons that he's taken a game away from a good team. Tell me a game.
Cannot name one.
Almost in the history of his fucking career.
Let's be real. Like
maybe the Collingwood kick 6.
Yeah.
Apart from that, tell me. Please tell me.
Like 2022, 2023, there was like, and I know that a lot of my mates would say, like, oh yeah, like when he won the Coleman, like like he kicked 10 against West Coast and he kicked
and it was great.
However many against North Melbourne. But it's like now looking back at that, it's like, well, yeah, I don't think he is able to go out against like a Sam Taylor.
Yeah.
Like, I know that he always matches up well against Dustin Moore because I don't think Dustin Moore is as great of a like defender. I think he's probably one of the best intercept defenders in the game right now. But I just think as a defender, and that suits Charlie, especially when he's confident, that really suits him. And that's probably the only game that we can really say that he kicked 6 against Collingwood. But it's not like, I mean, that was 20. I mean, 2020.
I'm just trying to think. Like,
I know I cannot name one.
The Melbourne game before we made the finals, that close one where he kicked three important goals. Like it was a close game, and he's had games where he's won us off his own boot, right? Yeah. I'm not saying that, but it's more that when the times are tough, I've never seen Cripps has done it so many times. Not too many times, dragging us after it. You know, the clear example, 2019 against Brisbane.
Yep.
And this is 6 years ago we're talking about Patto, and we're still talking about the same fucking issues.
Single-handedly, yeah.
And I'll start off with the game with Curnow. I don't want to bag him individually because as a collective, they have been terrible this season. But that shot, well, what is it, 32-3. He gets a mark inside, free kick inside 50, worked hard to get that free kick, right? Did all the hard part, Patto. Finally did the hard work to get the ball. He's 25 out, misses it. And I sent you a video privately the other day of me having a kick down the ground, and we had a bit of a laugh about it. But I would be disappointed. Once again, I would be disappointed if I missed that shot. And what's he on? 900K, $1 million a year? But it's okay, though. It's okay. Because they've got their paycheck. They're happy. That's fine. He can go live in his fucking Torquay house with his 18 bedrooms, and he can go have a surf. Maybe put him through the big sticks. And do your job. Fuck. Imagine if you didn't do your job, Patto. You'd be sacked. If I didn't do my job, there would be no room. There'd be nothing. You're gone.
Yeah. Yep. And if I see Charlie laugh one more time,
fuck me,
when he has a shot on goal, and I know that the last minute when he kicked that one out on the floor, I know that is when the game is dead and buried. But let's be fucking real. Let's be fucking real right now.
How did he miss that?
We are not earning 900K to $1 million a year like Charlie Curnow is. So you can go out and smile like that. That is more than fine. And then it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Get the fuck out of my club.
Yep.
Like we are not paying. Well, I'm sorry if there are no changes. You know what? I'm not putting money into this club next year. You know that 110% I will.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm only saying that because it's so like raw and emotional, but we're just in a cycle where
no more merch, no more crap.
And then I know that I will say, oh yeah, like I'm not gonna get a membership, and then it will come Christmas time and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I'll sign on for Carlton next year because I'm fucking delusional. We always think that there's going to be a bit of change, but there hasn't been any change since in 30 years, and ever since the whole really like the salary cap issue. Ever since then, it's just been an absolute it's been an absolute debacle. And like it's more down to how I see it with Charlie, and more specifically the whole team. But when I look at Charlie, I just don't think there is enough effort and there is enough care. But I know that we also said it last night, and I know that we have said in past episodes, of course they care. They would care so much more than what the supporters and members do. But you know what? After last night, the mindset has changed where we think that there's no way that they care as much as we do. There is actually no way. There are players,
Cripps
100%, but they are literally the names that we've already mentioned, Cripps and the Winnerings and the Mackays and the Walshes. Like, realistically. And maybe, I'm sure there's others. Like Chera,
there'd be others hurting. You know, Ollie Hollands looked shattered after the game.
Of course.
But I get you, 100%.
they are the guys that can control. Like every single fucking player should be caring more than what we care. Like they are the guys that can go out and it is an absolute embarrassment that they can go out and actually hold their heads high the day after and let this, like, how can this be acceptable? Especially after the week that we just experienced with North Melbourne, and they go out and dish that. That is, it's a debacle. God. It's an absolute debacle. It's an embarrassment. Yep. It's actually humiliating. And I am walking around and I've got a fucking membership sticker on my car. Yeah. And I'm actually embarrassed driving around with that membership. And I actually want to go and actually rip it off. It is an absolute embarrassment. And every single time I see a mate of mine, because they all know how mad about Carlton I am, they say, how are the baggers going, mate? Like, seriously, like, talk to me. And I'm like, I've got to be honest, I don't want to fucking talk about it. Like, even like mum like speaks and then she's like, oh, like what happened last night? I'm like, I'm sorry. Let's just talk about something else. I do not want to talk about this club. I am not wasting any more energy on this club. It is fucking bullshit. I am not spending my time and energy and having sleepless nights. I'm having sleepless nights and I'm a fucking supporter. Yes. Like literally like last night, like literally I got back from work and my girlfriend got back from work as well. And we literally came home and I was in the fucking shittest mood and she thought the same was wrong. And I'm like, I'm actually sorry, but I literally cannot do anything. It's just, it drains me, this club, and it actually, I hate it. Yeah. So I am taking a step back.
That's why I'm not going anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it. Cold nights at the G. I used to love going to the G.
Love it.
But
and still do. But it's more like, I'm sure your mindset, and let me know if I'm wrong, your mindset is you don't want to give this club any more of your money and your time and your effort.
Yeah. I don't want to be leaving the ground, after a 10-goal loss again in the freezing cold. Next week we'll lose by 100. You can guarantee it, Patto. So what? This is my example right now. This is why I'm not going on the game. So just think about it. Just step into my shoes for next week. Okay, so show up, right? Finish work Friday. Get me Carlton stuff on, scarf, whatever. Right? This is as a supporter. This is in your shoes as well. This is in everyone's shoes. Rocking up to the game, right? Just think about it next week, right? We are terrible. So you walk into the game thinking we're going to lose. That's the first bad. That's the first red flag. Second of all, you rock up. You're watching them train, and they're all having a laugh during the warm up. They're all having a laugh, and just and you're watching them going, oh, we're fucked. And what we do during Carlton games, you always message me going, oh, John Smith's the bloody sub. What the fuck are we doing? So that's another bad decision that we see. So the whole experience is bad, apart from probably the hot chips in the canteen of the MC.
But then even their shit.
Yeah, even there sometimes a bit lukewarm. No, but I'll tell you what, the ones in the MCC are quite nice. But but seriously, and then you go, then you watch them, and so you're in the freezing cold, you're wearing your big jacket, and you just clenching your butt cheeks for 4 quarters. Patto, not even enjoying a moment. Like the Essendon win, I didn't enjoy a minute of that. That was the first time I've ever had the siren in a close game. Instead of going like this, jumping up and down and going like this. So even the Saints game, I actually enjoyed it because it was just that grind. I was like, there was a big moment with the Harry one, and it was a good win. The Essendon one, I was hands on my knees. Hands on my knees. I didn't even celebrate. I was like, okay, we won. I'm content. But that's what I mean, Patto. It's not worth it. And next week we'll lose by more than 10 goals against the arch enemy. Right, who are top of ladder flying, and they are a 20 times better team than us. And then I walk home, Patto, in the freezing cold again and waste my time. Well, why would I do that? Imagine if you told someone outside. Imagine if you told a non-footy fan, this is what I do on my weekends. I go to the footy. I watch my team lose every week and play like shit. Imagine that. They'll be going, what are you doing? Why are you going to the art gallery? Why are you going to watch a movie? No, I'm watching Carlton play. That's the dedication, Patto, that we have. For how many weeks is it? 24, 25 weeks. Not including fucking pre-season where we fucking GM up thinking we're the best team ever. And then the trade period where, we're both very involved in the trade period in terms of watching it. So from about start of Feb to the end of October, probably November with the draft, Carlton is what we're talking about here.
It's a cycle.
People think it's just the season. But for us, and I'm sure a lot of people, it's not even Feb. It's probably January when
It's
you
probably
start
all
going.
year round.
When you
Let's be
start
real.
going to open trainings, probably apart from the dead patch in December maybe, or November, that kind of when they're not at training,
Yeah.
that little few weeks until
Yeah.
and then they come back and you go, oh my god, here we go, which we'll do this year. We know we will, but it's just the dedication, Pat. I can't do it to myself. I can't. And I find it hard to say that I'm not going to go and watch us play Collingwood. But is it that hard? Is it that hard to say now? Really? I'm saying no to watching us get fucking smashed. I don't think that's a hard decision.
I am so intrigued to see what the crowd will be next week.
Oh my God.
I am definitely
Yeah.
not going, and I'm obviously
Yeah.
working on the game. I was going to take the night off work to go and watch the game, but I might like I know that I'm in talks with my mate, and I might still have a night off. So even if I have a night off,
Do not go.
I returned my seat last night.
Yeah, he did.
And I was actually searching, where can I return my
How do you do it? Yeah, that's how bad it's got.
No, it's like
During the game.
I returned my seat, but where can I return my membership, Daf?
Yeah, where's that button? Where can I return my 20, 22, 23, 24 years of watching these idiots play every week? Where can I get that time back?
Yeah, and like you said there about the events that you miss as well. Like I literally
oh mate,
there's guys that like would go out on like a Friday night and say, Pat, like we haven't seen each other in like a good month. Like let's try and catch up. I'm like, I mean maybe after, but I'm watching the Carlton game. And they're like, you're still fucking watching Carlton, mate? And I'm like, unfortunately, yes, I fucking am. And it's like the amount of like things when you look back at it. The amount of events and occasions and all these things that we've missed to watch this team because we love these players and we this emblem so much. And I don't even know what the. I personally think that the person that got me into loving this club so much was like Cripper. Like when he was drafted and when he was playing, I'm just like, there's something about this guy. Yeah. And obviously, like 2013, 2014, I was still very much involved. Yeah. But then when he became captain, I was just like, it was just a fresh look. And I was just like, I'm so much more invested into this club, like 2016, 2017, than when I was in like 2013, 2014. And it was crazy. But Cripple was literally the reason why I was so invested and probably am invested as I am right now. And it's probably due to Patrick Cripps. And obviously, like, there's other elements and like there's other reasons why we love this club so much, but like the reason why I'm so invested right now to what I was in like 2013, I mean I was still going to almost every game, but it's just like then I kind of was like, oh yeah, like if we lost, like oh yeah, I mean we played a good game, but when we fucking lost, I would like literally research and like look at the analysis and the stats, and I used to never really do that, but now it's like a daily thing, and I just want to learn why football clubs are so great and what they do on field and off field and what they actually do to create a sustainable sustainable successful football team club, like on field, off field, as we said, and how we can translate that to Carlton and how we can and I thought in 2023 we had that. We had that taste, and
we have been better. We have been better the last 2 years. Well, that's the annoying part.
Yeah, and I can literally remember you saying this, and I know that I want you to mention this as well. I can literally remember. I think it was 2024 when you said, I think towards the end of the year when we were kind of starting to look a little bit shit, and you said, "Is a prelim final the absolute maximum limit?" That this group will reach. So please mention about that, and just like your mindset right now. Obviously, we are in a shit spot right now. But your thought then, I was kind of like, nah, like there's no way. But now that it's starting to head towards like we are in absolute no man's land, that might seriously be the most success that this group will have as a collective, and what kind of we need to do next. Because right now it's looking extremely grim.
Yeah, no, it is a big worry. I always say it in our episodes how I talk to my family about this stuff, and obviously my mum's a big Carlton supporter, and she said, you know what she said the other day, which reflects with that point. She goes, maybe it's not this group, maybe it's the next, maybe it's the the Walkers, the Deans, in terms of, the Camperell, maybe that's it. Maybe this is the false dawn again, and maybe the next one is. And she could be right. And I hope she's right. Well, I hope she's wrong in a sense that hopefully this group isn't, past it in a sense. But I remember she said it last night to me. She goes like, oh, maybe it's, not that she wasn't being optimistic, but she was going, maybe we just need to cut the shit. We're not good enough at the moment. And maybe the next generation's the next one we need to focus on.
Yep.
And that's a big thing to say because, like she's in her 60s, man. Like, we're talking about, like we're in our 20s. We've got decades and decades, but she doesn't have decades and decades and decades as much as we do.
No.
So if she's talking about the future, that's when it's at the moment it's not going great. But yeah, in terms of when you're talking about how you love the reason why you love the footy club, I was thinking about that as well. Going like, for me it was Fev and Eddie and all those guys because like the funny story was I used to have Fev on my back as a kid, and then the 2 fell off, and then Juddy joined, so I had a 5 on my back, but it was on the right side of my jumper, so it was funny. So once Fev left, I had the 5. But those are I remember my Richmond mates telling me the only reason why I used to go to Richmond games because Richo used to dominate. Like it was the same for Fev. You would know you're going to lose by 10 goals, but I know Fev's going to kick 8.
Yep.
I can't wait to see what he does.
Yep.
That's the only reason why I fell in love with this team. Eddie Betts, all those types of icons of Carlton during terrible times, Pato. And I agree with the whole Cripps era because I think you get to the stage in your life where you want to kind of of course, I idolise Fev and that. He's still my all-time favourite Carlton player.
Yeah.
And I idolised him. But yeah, you get to that kind of like age where you look at Cripps and you go, that's kind of not as a player, just as a person you kind of want to aspire to be. So you kind of you delve into his career because you follow his career from start to finish. Like I remember his debut against Melbourne. I remember going, who is this tall, big kid? He was a bit big, big bone kid going, now look at him and the person he's become. So, yeah, it's a question of I don't know how we have fallen in love with this team because they have given us nothing. The past year has fell in love with the club because of the success. And most fans do that. Look at Hawthorn supporters. We're a very multicultural country. I was at a very multicultural school. And which team do they go for, Pato? Which team do those people go for? Hawthorn.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
They go for Hawthorn because they see the success, and now they're still supporters of Hawthorn even when they were shit last year or year before. That's just how you get supporters on board. So that's my big question. I just don't know how we have. I know it's passed through the generations of families. That's the only reason. There wouldn't be many people going, as a kid going, like if they had the choice, which I actually like. I didn't have a choice. I actually like that. I'm not a big fan of families letting their kids choose, in my opinion. I think that's kind of against the whole footy unwritten rules, in my opinion. But yeah, if you're a kid these days and you move to Australia and you go, let's support this sport, there's no way they're going to pick Carlton. There's no fucking way. They'll be going, looking, not necessarily looking at the top of the ladder, but they might be going, oh, Hawthorn's exciting. Collingwood's exciting. And my last point is, before we move on to whatever we move on to, is that was our oldest list we've ever fielded since the 40s.
Yeah.
And then, we bagged Collingwood for being old. We bagged Geelong for being old. And they won premierships being old, Pato. We're losing by 10 goals to an insipid Port Adelaide team. Like, they're shit. That's the worst part. They are terrible. They've got Brisbane next week, Pato. Port Adelaide. I can almost guarantee they'll lose by 10 goals. Like, it is just truly, truly embarrassing. And I feel sorry for people who went. And I was thinking last night, thank God I went last year instead of this year. Could you imagine sitting there, game over in 10 minutes? And then we kick 1 goal and a half with Lewis Young and we're over celebrating it for some reason. We're all smiling and high-fiving. I know they're trying to rev up the group. I'm all for revving up the group. But when I see guys smiling, going, yeah, woo! And it's, what was the score at that stage? Like 52 to fucking 4 or something?
I think we kicked our first goal and made it 12. So I think we were on 6 points.
And I don't mind revving it up, right? Going like, come on, boys, fucking hell. But laughing and stuff. And kahooing, Pato. Were you up and about when that goal went through?
Oh yeah. I was up and celebrating.
I'll show you me when the goal went through. This is me sitting on my lounge.
Mm-hmm. 1-0. You're celebrating after a goal.
And you wonder why people probably think, why do Patto and Daf keep talking about bigger issues rather than particular moments in the game? Because what moment am I going to pick in the game? What are we going to do? How many bad moments there were, Patto? We couldn't. Speaking about the game, let's get into the fucking game. A few moments in the game. I thought it was a good segue. How many times did we put 3 good passes together? We counted. We were taking the piss in the second half, going 1, 2, and then
3.
Yeah, we'll fuck it up. Seriously,
yeah, literally.
It's.
I mean, like, it's a good way to. It's a good segue because I'm looking at a certain. I made sure that I wrote it down because I didn't want to.
I'm looking forward to this.
Forget this in the episode.
No.
The Jesse Motlop vision.
Oh yeah,
you know exactly what I am talking about, and I don't know why, but that moment,
they were all doing it.
Was kind of like a white flag moment, and I know that Jack Silvani pushed forward.
He looked terrible last night too.
Why the fuck are you pushing Jack Silvani? You literally said a few weeks ago, I am so glad that Jack Silvani has finally got some continuity and some consistency with a role that he's thriving in. And now we are pushing him forward. Why? I actually don't understand why.
You know why? Because the coach is going, well, you got to do something.
Not that.
I know, I get that. But it shows you how helpless we were. Let's be real. He was shocking last night too. Giving away free kicks or taking marks, being really lackluster. I love Jack, and it looks like he's going to sign a 4-year deal. He's had a great year. But how many moments did we take marks or get free kicks and then he gives away one?
Yeah.
It's undisciplined. We're the most undisciplined team in the AFL.
Yeah.
That's what shit teams do.
Yeah.
It's fucking unbelievable. Like Haynes took that good mark down back, and then we've got one of his teammates can't trust him to take the mark and holds his opponent. How many times this happened this year, Patto? It's fucking unbelievable. It is unbearable. That is not coaching. That is here. Right in the fucking noggin. Right in there.
Yeah. Yeah, so to the Jesse Motlop vision, so it was a moment where I think so Joe Richards was obviously the player that ran away from Motlop, but I think he kicked it, so he was on the wing closest to the broadcast side. So obviously when you look at the Adelaide Oval camera, so when you're watching the game, it was a wing closest to the camera. So Joe Richards kicked it back to Josh Sin, which was in the defensive 50. So he marked it and literally watch Joe Richards, and he was my opposition watch through the week. And that was probably the best game.
And he killed us, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely killed us.
I would have fucking got a few touches last night.
Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, so Josh Sin took the mark, and it was Jesse Motlop and Joe Richards, and Jesse Motlop was right on his hammer, but Jesse Motlop decided to slow down
and point to his
teammate, who was already on a fucking opponent, and when he realized, oh shit, Joe Richards is my opponent and he's out in the wing, like literally out on the wing within a minute. And it was crazy. So that was probably like one of the few moments where I actually was watching the game, right? And I literally thought of it. So Sin had it and I knew that Richards kicked it to him. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a person on the wing.
Yeah, you know.
And then he kicked it and I'm like, that can't be Richards, can it? And the call was Richards on the wing and I'm like, and then I wanted to go back and watch that vision. I'm like, so how the hell did he get free? Because there was someone definitely on his hammer when he disposed the football. And then I looked at it and I'm like, it's Jesse Motlop. And we don't want to point out just Jesse Motlop, but I'm looking at it as these young players are stained with
they are.
Negativity.
Yep.
That's why I don't want these young players to come in because I don't want them exposed to this negativity.
You don't want to get them. You don't want to get them. Kind of cursed and what do you call it? Like poisoned, I guess.
Yeah, exactly right. And then like the Flynn Youngs and the Billy Wilsons and the Harry Lemmys who will eventually debut and the Camperellis when they eventually come through and Jagger Smiths next year. You guys are too talented for us. Like, please don't. Well, I don't want these guys to get poisoned, as you said, in the Carlton fucking atmosphere. I don't want you guys to do that. Like, try and explore your options. Like, at the end of the year, if they realize that they are actual winners. Like, I think Jagger Smith is a winner and he is a successful footballer, and you just know that by the way that he goes about it. He wants success. So at the end of his career, he wants to look back at his career, hopefully with a Brownlow medal, but with premierships more importantly. He cares more about team success more than the individual accolades. And I know that Cripps would say, oh, yeah, I mean, it's great that I won 2 Brownlows all in all. But if he retires and he looks back at his career, the one regret is not winning a premiership, and he won't even be mentioning the Brownlow medals and the MVPs and the best and fairest, like the best and fairest that he won. He wants a premiership medal, and like these guys it's unacceptable. It's at a point now where, I mean, it's more than unacceptable. It's been unacceptable for years.
Yeah,
it is like it's deplorable, unbearable, and it's uncompetitive, which is literally the white flag moment that we were thinking about in 2020, 2021. But your thoughts on that?
The Motlop example was perfect. And I actually think, just looking at that one, it kind of paints the picture for how we were defending the ground yesterday as well, just as a whole, not just Jesse. And I agree. I think a lot of these young guys have come into this system, and I don't necessarily, well, sometimes in a way, not in a way, I feel sorry for them, because they're coming into a system that is just crumbling around them. Like, they have the audacity to play Flynn Young as the sub.
Oh my God. You literally said it before.
I think that's just an AFL issue in terms of the sub. I think that
I hate it.
Just put 5 on the bench, and if you don't want to use that 5th guy on the bench until later, they can make that decision if they have to. That's just a whole nother. That's ridiculous. That's a more broader one. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. And but yeah, I almost feel sorry for guys like that. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not, it's their, they've got to perform, of course. But in a way, I'm just going, fuck. Like, look at Ollie Hollands out there, man.
Chinese.
Imagine him at Geelong or somewhere where he can flourish.
Ollie Dempsey.
Yep. People bag Hollands, but I think it's more the fucking system he's in.
100%.
He's had a superb season, but people will bag him because he can't miss a target because our forwards don't fucking lead, Patto.
There can't be any more negative. Can't be any more negative comments towards Ollie Hollands surely after that.
Oh, they can't be. They seriously can't be. And I actually do feel for them a little bit. The young fellas, including Jesse. I know he's been, and I know his performances have been down, and I'm not happy with that, and I don't feel sorry for that. But then also, it's like, fuck me.
Yeah,
they're not in an environment to flourish, Patto. Yes, and I know people back. They're not. They're not. And I remember when we were terrible. Look at 2018. 2018. Paddy Dow plays the whole season in the middle in his first season, Patto. In a terrible team, and who was getting bagged? Not the coaches who set him up to fail. Yeah, the only reason why Harry's a superstar and other guys are a superstar, Patto, because they build him up through the twos. And Walsh is a different beast, right? He had to start. Exactly. Yeah, he's 20 times better. And maybe Paddy Dow wasn't up to it. But, gee, they didn't help him.
No.
They didn't help him. And if they continue to do so with these players, Motlops, and keep playing them when they're out of form, Patto, that will not help anyone's fucking case. Their personal case, our actual team winning case. Yeah.
It's so bad. It is so bad.
Worst transition defense I've ever seen.
And so we'll move straight on to Michael Voss and the press conference that he had last night. And I just thought that I would touch on a few quotes, but also the positive. And I haven't written it down, but I know that it stayed in my head with what he said. And he mentioned a few stats saying, these stats are actually they are something that we've improved on. But it's like, you may have improved on them, but you're not getting any fucking better. So obviously those stats aren't as important as what the positives were last year and the year before. Because those positives, that has nothing to do with our brand.
No.
Our brand is chaos, contested, pressure. And I personally think the pressure was somewhat decent for the first probably maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was just the game plan and like the structure of Port Adelaide to ours. We just got beat.
God.
Absolutely dismantled. And I'll very quickly touch on some quotes before I throw to you. So obviously he said it was a bad performance. Bad kicking is bad football.
Yep, fair enough.
And the last one,
oh no,
it's a collective accountability.
Okay, that's good. That's
so
what
I like that.
That's good.
Yeah. I personally think his press conference last night was really good.
Yeah.
And I don't want the narrative to be based on Michael Voss getting the sack.
Yeah.
I personally, and I know that I have a bit of a different point of view about it, because I think I want him to stay, and I don't think he is the core problem, and I don't think the fucking players.
Everyone's realizing that. And all the fans. I'm seeing all the fans.
Oh, really? No. I'm hearing. I mean,
No, I've seen it today. Like even the cheer squad, the guy doing the fucking graffiti saying "Keep Voss." No, I've seen a change. Almost Blues Brothers doing posts. I've seen a lot.
But like the major
media. It's not Carlton supporters. I'll trust you. There'd be more Carlton supporters that want to keep Voss, and they're speaking about their assistant coaches. I can guarantee you. Look at all the comments yesterday, and they want to keep Voss, and they support your point of view. They do. I 100%. I think a lot of people turned after last night going, maybe it's not the fucking coach. Maybe it's not the fucking coach. It has turned. And there'll be a minority going, let's just sack him.
Yeah.
But it's turned, Patto. I spoke about it at work today. A Carlton guy who was telling me Voss is not good enough. He comes into the office at 7 a.m., Patto, and he comes to me and says this. He goes, I have just realised it isn't him. It isn't him. It's turned. It 100% has. And it reflects with the fucking graffiti bloke. He had the energy to say, keep Voss and sack everyone else, which is exactly what I imagine your fucking point of view is. Yeah. And I agree with your point.
Yeah, I disagree. I've seen a lot of negative comments towards Vossi, which I don't agree with, and it's good that you have the same point of view as me. And I know that most of the comments that we receive on our episodes is very much for Voss staying, so it's great. But with what I've seen, I've seen a major, like the majority of the comments that I've seen on Carlton posts and AFL posts is Michael Voss sacked and blah, blah, blah. Like, even like Dan Godes last night, like
let's be real.
No. But like, I'm saying like that kind of drives a large majority of the comments. So I don't think it's down to fucking social media. It's down to, I think the media kind of has more of a,
they push the agenda. Yeah.
And like last night with what I was hearing at work, they are saying it's not fucking Vossi.
No, it's not.
Not Vossi at all. These just players just aren't fucking good enough. And so I'll throw straight to you. So Vossi with those kind of comments, but also now, the question is now, looking forward towards 2026, we know that this season is done, buried, and whatever we do for the rest of the season, it's kind of just a bonus to kind of try and build some momentum into next year. Do you think Michael Voss is going to be our coach next year? That's my first question.
Yeah. This is not my choice.
Yeah.
But based on history, yes.
He will stay.
No. He will not be there next year.
Right.
But I think he should be there.
So explain to me why you think that.
I think I have a big issue with the board, and we've spoken about this. I don't trust the board and the head of footy in Brad Lloyd, who should be at the door by fucking Monday, right? 8 years as the head of footy. I don't trust them to make the right decision. Yeah. Hence why I think they won't make the right decision and they will sack him. And this has started with 13 years ago, sacking Ratton because they couldn't. Because this is why, Patto. They couldn't accept the fact that we could just have one bad season. He took us to 3 finals campaigns in a row, Patto. 3 in a row. 3 finals. But they couldn't accept one bad year, Carlton. They had to bite the bullet and go, nah. This isn't the 1970s anymore. We can just go buy the best coach and buy the best players. That set up a bad decade, that decision. That's the worst decision ever, by the way. I know it's a long time ago. It still has the effects of it. You sack a great Carlton person, first of all, a
Yes.
champion of the club.
God, yeah.
He coaches 3 years in a row finals. There's teams who
With a
miss
pretty
finals.
shit list as well.
Yeah, let's be real. I know we made finals 2013, but that doesn't mean Ratton couldn't have made finals that year. And the way they did it, and that even when as a little fella, I was 10 years old, I was ropeable. Like this is like, fucking full nuffy areas at 10 years old, going like, what are we doing? Because I loved Rats.
Yeah,
and now I look at Vossi, and I don't want him gone, but based on what you just asked me, I don't trust him to make the right decision. And that's not even just the coaching. That's the playing group. Clearly, we were recruited wrong. We have. We know that. And we can fix that. But I don't trust them to fix it.
Mm.
And I pray to God, because Graham Wright's coming more from the outside in, and we've finally got someone who's actually had a look at the whole fucking club during the year without actually being in the role and in the spotlight. So that's my positive. He needs to make some big decisions himself. Like, don't even go through anyone else. Just go, yep, this is the decision I'm making. We're going with it. I'm the fucking CEO. I'm steering the ship. And he will be in list management. Watch when the trade period, he'll be in those meetings. Mm-hmm. He'll be in those meetings because he'll have to fix a lot of stuff. And I don't trust them, Patto. Do you trust the board and Brad Lloyd and all those people to make the correct decision? Not even just about Voss.
Of course not. That has been the question that I've been asking for months. Like ever since we've been shit. I know that I brought it up, I think, after maybe the Dogs game or even the Pies game about the board.
Dogs.
About the board. And there wasn't a lot of conversation going to that. But my question is now. I mean, I completely agree with what you just said then.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we're on the same page about that.
Yeah.
Because we need to back this guy in, not just because he is our man. It's because if we get rid of another coach, that will be, 8 in the past, probably. I mean, I think...
So you go...
Yeah,
Pagan, Wayne Britton, Brett Ratton,
and then
Moldhouse. If you count Johnny Barker, who was an interim.
Barker.
I guess he's not really. You go Bolton,
Teague, Voss.
Yeah, and the one that stands out to me, there's a lot of decisions in those 8, but people were going, when Teague was, we made the wrong decision by hiring him, and who made that decision?
So that's the thing, though. So we're obviously speaking about the board right now.
Yes.
So what do we do there? I personally think that we can't do anything about it because it's the board.
I know.
The only people that can
override it. You can override the board. It's happened a lot of clubs.
Yeah, I think that needs to happen.
Yeah.
The main way that it actually happens is when the board actually realise, look, I'm not fit for the job.
Yeah.
I'm stepping down.
They'll never do it.
They won't. It will never happen.
It's happened. It's happened here and there the last couple of years. It has.
Yeah, but only a few personnel leave.
Yeah.
So it's like, I personally think that it needs to have a fucking wipe.
Yeah. Overhaul. Yeah.
I think there's like 2 or 3 who's actually been there since.
Oh no.
Since even Britain. Like seriously. Like it's crazy.
And I'll tell you, did you see the article earlier in the week? So they have AGMs with the members, so you can go and talk about the club as a whole, and they have all the board there and stuff.
With the members?
Yeah. So it's AGM. All footy clubs, local footy clubs do it, right? So all members can go and speak that, you can put their hand up, ask questions to the board, the leaders and all that kind of stuff. So there was an article, I recommend you reading this. It's been throughout the week. It's actually gone all over the place. Herald Sun, The Age. I forgot his name. He's 82 years old. He's a 69-year-old member. So he's been a member for 69 years. He says he's watched Carlton since he was 12.
It's not Snapper?
No, not him. Speaking about him, he doesn't deserve any fucking spotlight. But this bloke got so he's been at AGMs for his whole life. He actually got...
So AGM, what's that?
So it's an annual general meeting.
Okay.
So every club has it. This is not like an emergency meeting. It's just like every year they have it. Might be a couple every year. Members can go. You could go.
Yeah.
You can go. You just got to register and you go. And you can ask the tough questions.
Shit.
The issue is they don't accept the tough questions. So with this guy, he goes to AGMs. He actually got John Elliott, who he was a fantastic president, but he was the one responsible for the salary cap. For the salary cap, and that he loved the club, and I would love him as the president now, but he's obviously passed away.
Yeah.
He loved the club on field.
Yeah.
He was, and obviously a different era, and he might have cheated his way through the salary cap. Who cares? We won premierships as he was president.
Yep.
And the ones after that haven't. So he got him off, and he made that decision with a group of people, got him out as a vote. They got him out as the president and the board. So he got the whole board out.
Right.
So him and a group of people, I think it was called Carlton One as a group. This is what I mean. You can actually do it. Richmond did it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You get a group of people and you do a vote. So it goes to a vote to the members, and then, obviously goes through that situation.
So those people, sorry. So those people, though, who are those people?
Carlton supporters. So pretend me, you, and 8 other guys go, we want to replace the board.
Yeah.
Or we want, not even yourselves, you just want, I want new people in there, or we want to take it over. I remember Richmond, when they were going through their era, there was, I don't know what it was called, but this is really nuffy areas, by the way, but I remember they were going on Footy Classified. This guy went on Footy, this is ages ago, this is like 2009, 10. And this guy had this thing going, we want to get rid of everyone on the board, get rid of Brendan Gale, get rid of all these people. It was the 09 year. Kind of shit period where they wanted to replace it. So this guy doesn't want to replace it, but he wants these people out, of course. But he's 82 years old. He got a letter in the mail in March saying that his behaviour at the AGMs was, rude, and, people were feeling uncomfortable. And he said, these are wrong, right? The reason why they sent this, because guess what, Patto? He was asking the tough fucking questions, and he gets a letter. So the board have the audacity, an 82-year-old bloke who, I don't know what happened. I'm not saying he didn't do anything wrong, but I'm just saying he said he was on an article in the Herald Sun saying a lot of stuff. He clearly denied it. Clearly they didn't want a bar of him asking the tough questions, Patto. And that's where it all leads to what we've been talking about for the last, 40, 50 to an hour. You're sending letters to a 69-year-old member who's actually more important than everyone on the board. All those people on the board, he's more important. Clearly they think they're more important, right? And they send him a letter. Patto, because he asked the tough questions. I even speak about the press conferences sometimes. The questions are soft as butter. They're all fluffy and nice. And I'd love to go to an AGM and ask those questions. And I'll tell you right now, there's one of those, what you call, Patto, viewing sessions on Monday.
Has it been cancelled yet?
They better cancel it, because I'll tell you what, this is not even just me.
Oh, mate.
You think we're angry?
They will cancel it.
There will be people with pitchforks and fucking, oh, mate, seriously. And I don't blame them. We said it last night. We should, as a fucking collective, we should all rock up. Even it doesn't matter if the doors are open or not. Stand out the front and ask for the fucking president. And I'll tell you one more thing, Patto, this will piss you off. This will piss you off, and I know it'll piss everyone off. The president lives in Sydney.
Yeah. Yes.
What are we?
Did you read that on a comment of ours?
Yeah. What are we? And I looked into it, and it's true.
That is crazy. So
he lives in Sydney.
I should have actually. I will while I'll throw to you, but I'll actually get the video because I actually want to get the person who actually said it. But like it was said that the president actually lives in Sydney. So I'm like, that. I mean, with all due respect, I was like, there's no fucking way. There is no fucking way the president, one of the most important people from a corporate position, is not even living in the state. Like he probably goes to most games, but as soon as the game's over, he probably flies home. And I'm like, there is no fucking way our president lives in Sydney. And now that it's true, that is an absolute embarrassment. And I know that at the start of the year, when Buddy Sayers, with that whole issue with the, I don't think we'll even touch on it. Yeah. That whole issue, and ever since then has been an absolute debacle. Ever since then, we obviously had to find a quick replacement. Yeah. Don't choose fucking someone. I'll do it. Put me in. I can do it.
It's just a joke. Like, even if it's not even a big issue, I'd imagine he'd be in Victoria for most days of the week. because he's the president of a fucking
Well, you would hope
football
so.
club. Yeah, I'd imagine he would be. You'd imagine he would be. I've seen him at every game. So, it was just another fucking string to the 58 terrible bows we have, Patto. Like, I know it's probably not even that big of a deal, but like, are we taking the fucking mickey here? Really? Like, you might as well have just kept fucking Sayers on. He was a better president. He actually held some standards.
Yeah.
And I know
yeah. Well,
you have to sack him, and because of the whole situation, you had to probably do it.
Yeah.
But since that moment, I don't think there's been many positives. It's a joke, Patto. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually heard from. I don't think we actually heard from the president.
Yeah.
Since time has actually gotten tough, I don't think we've actually heard from him. I mean, even from like a corporate CEO or anything kind of point of view, I don't think we've actually heard anything when we usually would. So I know that when we usually do hear something and we're in a tough spot, that's when we say, "Oh, I don't want to fucking hear it." But it's quite funny that now that we literally are not hearing anything, and yet I'm sure that we will still hear other shit coming our way. I'll probably throw straight to you straight after because I still want to try and find this person who actually said it. But if I don't, apologies. But you obviously, I mean, whoever's actually said the comment, we really appreciate it because it's actually brought some light to our minds, and that is absolutely crazy if that is true. And now that it is actually found to be true, it's an absolute debacle. So. Definitely, boy, I guess the last kind of thing that we'll touch on was obviously the injury that was in the game, and it was Adam Saab with a concussion. So he will not be available for the Pies next week. But that might be good for Billy Wilson to play for another week, and also Jordan Boyd, who I actually thought was quite solid. I know that there was a lot of really tough moments because I think the amount of pressure that the backline was under, I think that actually kind of stood up somewhat decently, even though they were absolutely smacked all night long. But I guess we'll just throw straight away now to the votes. It's going to be very tough to do this. I think this is actually the first time where we actually have struggled to find 3 players. I think there's probably 2 that's kind of stood out in our minds. But the last player is quite hard, but I think we've both got our votes. So I'll throw straight to you, mate. The votes 3, 2, 1 for the bagger of the game. What have you got?
Yeah, no, I'll go through these quick. There's a couple guys who've featured in the votes the last few weeks. Kind of shows where our team's at. But 1 vote, Ollie Hollins. I'll give 2 votes to Nick Haynes. I thought it was solid again, and I thought this guy was fighting. I think he's actually been really good in his kind of return, probably from the West Coast game onwards. He clearly was our best last night, in my opinion. I don't really know how he didn't get in the best on the report. Clearly, they didn't watch the fucking game and watch the stats that clearly Michael Voss looks at. Apparently, that wins your games stats. But 3 votes, Orazio Fantasia for me. I thought he was very good, and post game handled himself well on the interview. It was really good to hear. So if anyone hasn't listened to that, for sure give that a listen, because I know people were frustrated just with anything that anyone says, but he did handle himself pretty well. So,
yep, love it. Well said. I don't have enough time to actually find the comments, so I'm going to give up because, I mean, we obviously appreciate how many comments we got in the review and preview, but I don't know exactly what episode it was, but I'll try and make sure I find it when the episode is done. But, yeah, mate, it's not, I mean, I don't even know why I'm laughing. I mean, bloody upset all bloody morning, and I literally had to, like, I know that I walk my dog most mornings, but I had to go for an extra long walk to just get a bit of a breather. And I actually, the cafe I go to is actually a Carlton supporter. So I walked in and then we were speaking about it. I'm like, it was funny because he actually said, we're not fucking talking about it, Patto. And I'm like, yeah, I know, right?
That's where it's at. Yeah. I'm sick of them. I hate them at the moment.
Terrible.
I hate my own team. I hate my team more than Collingwood at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Actually, maybe not.
No. I'm without a doubt. Like, I literally hope Collingwood go out and fucking kill us next week.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking as well. Like, I've got mates messaging me feeling bad. Guys who sometimes rip into me, which
Yeah,
is
of
fine. You know, the
course.
usual. They feel bad.
Yeah.
Even you could even feel it in the Port Adelaide crowd last night. They weren't. You could
Yeah.
feel it. You could hear it. They just
Yeah.
weren't celebrating. Obviously, their year's been shit, and they will get smashed next week by Brisbane. We know that because they're flaky as fuck. But that just tells me the full story. Like I know Collingwood are probably celebrating that, but even next week, like they'll be thinking, "Oh yeah, righto, let's just get it done." Like I know we all go, "Oh, let's put them in the ground," but they've got more. They've got bigger fish to worry about, don't they? This season, we're the least of their worries, so they'll get the job done and not focus on us. But yeah, it just shows you the people are feeling bad. I got to hear in the commentary last night in the background. You got to hear Kingy and stuff going like, "Oh," in the background, like actually feeling a little bit bad for a club that's hated around the nation. Probably one of the most, if not the most, hated team. Us in Collingwood, people are feeling bad. Patto, that's just bad. That just shows you where we're at. When fucking Richmond supporters are feeling bad, like I'm sure not all of them. I'm sure a few of them are laughing, but gee whiz.
I thought last week's.
Oh.
I thought the preview of this game was the most
Oh.
least motivated I've been to do an episode, and I don't know what will be more. I mean, less motivating than the Carlton versus Collingwood game next week. But as we always do, we will show up. We absolutely love doing these episodes. I know that it's a shit time, but we are complaining about it coming on and speaking as mates and doing episodes which we love doing. So I think our lives are quite good if that's the least of our worry. If that's the least of our, if that's sorry, if I can't even fucking speak English at the moment, my fucking mind is going in absolute tandem at the moment. But if that's like the worst of our problems, then I think we're
Yeah.
doing all right. But before we wrap up the episode, Daffy boy, is there anything else you would like to touch on? Oh wait, no, I haven't even done my
Yeah,
votes.
go the votes. Go the votes.
Fucking oh god, I didn't even want to. Actually, that's my spoiler. I don't even have my votes. That's why I didn't even. Want but one vote. This might be a bit controversial, and I think it's just because I think. I mean, it's bad because I'm giving him a vote because he actually tried, and he looked like he actually gave a fuck. It's pretty bad, but Sam Doherty, one vote. He clearly is not up to it, but I will give him the one vote because I just thought,
That could be his last ever vote. I
yeah,
reckon.
yeah. I think that's more the mindset of I just feel bad for
I get
him.
you though. I get you. Yeah.
I feel bad for him because he's clearly not up to it, and I just thought I'd give him the vote. But I mean, to be fair, he definitely was our better players, but also he was nowhere near the standard that we know of Doc. And unfortunately, I think this year will be his final year.
Yeah.
Two votes, Orazio
Yep.
Fantasia. Loved his game. I think he is by far the shining light the past few weeks. And he might be our small forward that we've been kind of crying out for. So
Yep.
hopefully he keeps his body right. And he keeps showing up every single week, which is not what some of his other players, especially in that forward line, aren't doing at the moment.
Mm.
3 votes, Nick Haynes. He just keeps on doing his thing every single week. And I think I'll give him the 3 just because I think it could have been gotten a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse than 50 points. And I think if Nick Haynes wasn't there, it probably would have been a lot worse. So I think him getting the 3 votes was a large reason. I think the way that we defended when it could have been a lot worse, I think that's a large reason as to why he is getting the 3 votes from me. But Daffy boy,
We got through it.
we got through it. I don't know how we did. I think we rambled on I mean, not rambled on, but I think we went on for. I think we spoke for quite a few minutes. Then I don't know exactly how long it's gone for, but my guess would probably be about hour 20 to be exact. But is there anything else you would like to touch on before we wrap up this episode? Say sayonara to the Port Adelaide Football Club and head towards the Pies next week.
Could you get a worse draw for the next 2 weeks? Like just
In Brisbane.
Yeah, and Brisbane. Fantastic. Well, it's our fault because we got the easiest draw ever and we decided to shit.
Yep.
No wonder why. Well, it's not an easy fixture. I don't know why people say it's an easy fixture because we're shit as well.
Yeah.
So they gave us the right fixture because we're shit. Anyway, yeah. Pies next week. Not expecting anything ever again. Until next year. Like I said, I'm optimistic they can make the right changes to put this fucking team back on the path that it was going. And I'm excited to see what Graham Wright does. That trade period is going to fill me with. It's going to fill me. I don't know. Is it excitement? Is it a lot of questions? I don't know, but I'm actually quite excited by it because I think they can do it. We've got that core group. That's not the issue. It's just the collective buy-in, in my opinion. But yeah, next week's going to be terrible, Patto. Nothing, nothing else to say really. We're not going to build it up like we usually do with Carlton Collingwood. I said last time we lost to them, I'm not building it up anymore. It's a rivalry, but it's not because they kick our ass every time. Even when we're good, they kick our ass. So what are we going to expect next week? If I was the coach, this is my last point. If I was Voss, I'm making a statement selection.
Without a doubt.
Kerno managed, Chera dropped.
I admitted.
Wiedering shouldn't even played last night with one leg.
Oh my God.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. So we're going to ruin one of our best players and risk him for next week. So I'd manage him as well. Bring O'Farrell in, put Lewis Young in defence, bring Lemmy in, bring fucking Pitto in, and then, sort it out. Play some young guys. Blood some young guys. So then we can have an excuse when we lose. So we can have an excuse when we lose and at least give some guys some fucking game time. Like, Harry O'Farrell got dropped after playing a good game. So anyway, I know that's, we dropped him as well in our own selections, but fuck me. You might as well just play the young kids and then after the game we can go, we just played our young kids, so it doesn't matter. Like, see, how bad is this? We've still got another fucking 8 weeks of watching this shit. Oh, golly gosh. Trade period. We might as well start trade talk right fucking now. Bit of Sam fucking Switkowski. Anyway, that's my last words, Patto. I'm not speaking any more about this football club until the terrible preview we're going to have to do.
Yeah, that preview is just
The
going to...
The floor is yours.
the preview is going to be... Oh, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to do it. The worst thing is that when we play fucking prime time...
Oh, stop giving us prime time.
Why they give us prime time footy? We don't want to be on it. We want to be on the fucking Sunday graveyard.
They give us an Essendon prime times. Oh, they're even playing better than us. Fucking hell.
Prime time? Are you kidding me?
Fucking hell. I know. Why?
What have we proved all year to get prime time?
The AFL is as delusional as we are as supporters.
Yeah.
Seriously, they just want us to be good, which is fair enough because we bring in the cash, but...
Or they know that...
We'll show up anyway.
We will shit the bed and there will be a story out of the primetime footy. That's probably what will happen.
Mm.
Oh, well wrapped up, as you always do, Daffy Boy. It is a terrible time as a Carlton supporter. Probably the worst time in our young lives there's
been some bad ones.
Carlton supporter. In terms of expectation and where we should be. Oh my God, it's so bad. But I know that we say it a lot after losses, but if you do want to subscribe to our channel, we really do appreciate it.
We love the support. Yeah.
We absolutely love it. And this is one of the reasons why we love coming on, because we know that we can speak about our thoughts and opinions. And we also love hearing other people's opinions because it makes us kind of think about it. Then we also know that we can kind of get through it together with our supporter base, because it's great to know that there's other people that are feeling the exact same thing that we are feeling right now. But if you do not want to watch this content, we completely fucking understand. We understand it. Seriously, like if we don't get any views or any comments, that is completely fine, because at least we know that that you've just given up on Carlton as much as we have as well. But if you do want to come on and support the channel and you do enjoy us having a bit of a yarn for an hour or so, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We really do appreciate it. And as we've said, the amount of engagement we've had the past few weeks, I've been saying that I know that I know I'm speaking on behalf of Duff as well, but we just well and truly appreciate it. And we definitely will do this till as long as we can, as long as we really live, really.
Till number 17.
Till number 17, and we'll be 95 years old. Well, hopefully we're 95 and you're 94 and we're still fucking saying, get this fucking guy.
We're still talking about forward entries.
Get Lockie Fogarty, kick a set shot.
We've got UFOs flying in the sky. We've got spaceships flying in the sky, and Carlton's main issue is still forward entries.
We've got literal fucking robots kicking and they still can't fucking kick it straight, Duffy boy.
We can't program them well enough to kick the ball inside 50.
Oh my god! Only Carlton would be the only team to fucking do that.
Our robots would get injured.
You've got fucking artificial intelligence, fucking robots out there, and you still can't fucking teach them to fucking go from 25 meters out and kick it for the big sticks, not the fucking little sticks, the big sticks. That's all we ask for.
I'd love to know. This is a penny for Charlie Curnow's thoughts at the moment. Like he would be annoyed with himself, of course, but
see, I don't think so.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I just don't know. We just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's not clear enough. Like, of course he takes pride in his fucking performance. He's just not playing well enough, and his attitude's not good enough at the moment. Yeah, I think that's the big thing for me. Like, if you're out of form, I'm all good with that, but just the attitude missing. Yeah. It's the attitude. Actually, you said it last week with just like the set shots and stuff, and it's just the attitude of taking the set shots, not taking it seriously enough, in my opinion. But yeah, I think we've talked enough about these idiots.
Yep, and laughing about it after they miss the shot, but that's all right. You guys can laugh about it and go get your sip of. Yep, stick fat. Back us in when times get tough. That's the time to stick together and stay united. Get behind us, please. We are asking. We're going through it really tough right now. Get behind us.
When hasn't it been tough?
Get fucked. Get fucked. You guys need to sort it out for your fucking selves so we can get ourselves back in it and get ourselves back invested into what you're fucking trying to build as a football team. Like, how do you not have the pride to go out every single game and not win games of football, or at least try?
We were
literally fucking training cones out there last
night. Tactics don't even matter. You just play a natural game. That there's too many talented guys out there, really. Like, anyway, I'm done. Let's just finish this up.
Yeah, I know. We were literally wrapping it up.
Before we get fucking fired up again.
we were wrapping up the episode and then we fucking got on the subject of artificial intelligence.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I mean, as we've said, we really do appreciate the support. So if you would like to watch our content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Also get around our socials, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. There's a few others out there that you can support. And also make sure to get around our podcast platforms if you want to listen to the audio version. The best way to do that is by via Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music as well. There's a few others out there. I reckon next year I'll get them actually written down to know exactly what exactly what platforms there are. But yeah, make sure to listen to those ones. And if you do enjoy our content, give us a 5-star rating if you do enjoy it. But to you, Daffy boy, it's every single blue bagger out there.
Up the baggers.